Good evening. How are you? I hope you're good. I hope you're fine. All right. So yesterday I talked about Money, the Game of Pressure, Part 2, and I explained how pressure actually helps you to become. Samavat, my dear friend, how are you? What's up? How is Podakot? Hope you have landed well. Adekú ọpẹ́ o, a kú gbogbo ọpẹ́ ìsìn. We thank God. Thank everything. Timmy Angela, you're welcome. Nice to have you. Nice to have you. Peter Bless, you're welcome. Timmy, I got your DM, so you have your alert shortly after this live. Yeah, so you have it. So your Suya money is waiting for you. Suya money is waiting for you. Okay, so yesterday I talked about Money, the Game of Pressure, and I explained how pressure is supposed to help you become. How you can become through pressure, how you can allow or use pressure to become. I first explained the idea of controlling pressure from inside the other day, and then I came further this evening yesterday evening rather, to explain to you how you could use pressure to become. How, in fact, pressure is one of the ways that you become. Pressure is one of the things that helps you to become, okay? All right, how graphite carbon can actually become diamond carbon, which both of them look nothing like each other. It's crazy, but it's true. You take graphite, you take a diamond, they don't look anything. Yemi, you're welcome. Yemi, you're welcome. Yeah, it's now 7 p.m. Until the spirit changes it back to 8:30 a.m. But it looks like it's now 7 p.m. Yeah, it looks like it's now 7. It's like now 7 p.m. Okay, so we just roll with 7 p.m. Yeah. All right. So I explained all of those yesterday, and today I want to talk about Money, the Game of Imagination. Money, the Game of Imagination. I have just one particular angle for that, so please just follow me. Just follow me. Let me show you what those angles are. Let us work those angles together. Let's work those angles together. All right. So, Money, the Game of Imagination is what I want to talk about today. All right. And I'm going to start about explaining to you that life has free things and life has things that are not free. Okay. So when I say free things, it means that they are there and you didn't have to pay for it. Okay, so that's why you say they are free. You can access them for free. So you don't need to pay for them. Okay, they are free because we don't know who paid for them in that sense. So, but they are just there for us and we use them. And then there are things that are not free. As you grow up or as you grow through life, you start to see that you need to start paying for things, okay, by yourself, actually, So parents could have paid you through university. Some people paid university by themselves. Some of us, we partner with our parents to sponsor ourselves. Wale 6, 7, 8, you're welcome. Okay, some of us partner with our parents, and then there are several prototype designs of how you funded your education, for example. But the idea is that as you go through life, you start seeing that you need to start paying for stuff. If you are an internet person, you understand that you may have to start paying for tools. People who use the paid version of Truecaller benefit more from Truecaller than people who just use it to know people's name. Okay, so and things like that. So it is possible to want to take everything for free and then you don't invest in the things that are not free. And it's possible for you to become so focused on the things that are not free that you forget the ones that are free. What you must do is that you must learn to strike a balance. Learn to strike a balance. Learn to strike a balance. Okay? Now you must understand balance like that. It's very important for you to understand balance like that. All right. Now, this is where I'm going. Okay, this is where I'm going. Now, say something like the air that we breathe, for example, is free. Okay, it's free. It's there. It's there for you to take in, and then it's there for you to breathe out. Of course, in different compositions, but more or less, breathe in, breathe out. You do it, you breathe in because the air is there, and you take it for granted because it looks like it's just there, so no big deal. Okay, you are going to start understanding that it being free does not mean that it is not important. The day you go to Mount Everest and the air is thin, and you wonder, why am I breathless? Why am I breathless when I've not even done anything? Gym Digital, you're welcome. Why am I breathless when I've not even done anything? Why am I breathless? You understand that, okay, well, at that altitude, the air is thin. And because the air is thin at that altitude, your body is finding it hard to adjust to low levels of oxygen. Okay, so now that should tell you that the fact that oxygen or the air that we breathe is free does not make it not important. I'm going somewhere with this, so please pay attention. Okay, now, so the idea is that you must value the things that are free, and then you must value the things that are not free. Okay, the idea of valuing things that are free is for you to imagine how much you would have paid for it were you to pay for it, so that you can understand how to value it. Imagine that somebody has to pay for all the oxygen you are going to breathe in this life. Imagine that it's metered. Just imagine that, for example. Okay, so it does not make it not important. It does not make it. In fact, all of these things are important. The free things are important. The paid for things are also very, very important. Okay, so everybody has life, so it's like a gift. You didn't pay for it, but you may now have to pay to learn how to, figure out this life. Okay, so you may have to pay so that you can learn how to figure out the life. Imagine I now say, okay, I don't want to, there's no importance for this life. Let me just focus on learning about the life, and then you now throw the life away. There'll be nothing to learn on. Okay, so it is only small people who are unable to value what is free. Praise Adiraba, you're welcome. Good to have you. It is only people who are small, and I've told you guys, we cannot afford to be small. It is only small people who are unable to appreciate what is free. Okay, because that's entitlement, and entitlement is a disease. It's a disease of small people. Okay, so you must learn to value things that are free. And I'm going somewhere with this, so just stick with me. I'm going somewhere with this. Okay? Now, if you start with oxygen, you understand. And in the same vein, I want to show you something. In the same vein, okay? Now, everything that existed from nothing. Everything that existed from nothing. They came from something that wasn't. Everything that is came from something that wasn't. Everything that is came from something that was not, that wasn't. Now, this is the angle. Let me show you the angle. The angle is that, for example, science is studying antimatter. So if you say matter is anything that has space and occupy, anything that has mass and occupy space. Yeah, is that matter? I think so. That's matter. Be good. So what is matter? What is antimatter? What is antimatter? It took science how many years to come to the point that there is something called antimatter. There is something that does not occupy space and does not have mass, but is nothing, but is something. Can you imagine such conundrum? So there is something that is actually nothing, like nothing, but is now something. That should tell you or show you the whole essence of creation. It should show you the whole essence of creation. There isn't anything that was. Everything that is was not. The thing is even wanting to be even touching my own brain as I'm even saying it. But you have to just, maybe you have to pay attention and say to yourself, maybe you just kind of mute me and quickly think about it. And then quickly come back and join us. Okay? Everything that is was not. everything that is wasn't. Okay, which is why science and matrix class, can you imagine? Which is why I needed to pay attention to nothing. I need you to pay attention to things that is not presently. Things that is not presently. I need you to pay attention to things that is not presently. Because you see, small people pay attention to what is. No problem. It is good to pay attention to what is. It's a good thing. But great people also have to pay attention to what is not. Because the things that will be will come from things that are presently not. Because if they say create something, that means that the thing does not exist yet. Okay, so if they say create something, that means the thing does not exist yet. Because if you already exist, then you don't have to be creating it. So if I say create wealth for yourself, it means that you do not have wealth yet. So you would have to create wealth for yourself. It's going to be that you are going to bring something that was not. You're going to have to bring something that was not. How does a person bring out something that wasn't? How does a person bring out something that wasn't? It is very, very important for you to pay attention. How does something bring out something that was not? Okay? People bring out something that isn't by imagination. By imagination. I am going to refer you to a particular movie. I think it's The Italian Job or something like that. I'm not sure, but it has to be. I think it's The Italian Job. It's about some heist or something. Anyways, so these guys are thieves, and the particular guy out of the band of the robbers decided to double cross his people, his team members. So he took all the bars of gold that they went to steal, and he kept it for himself. And when he kept it for himself, of course, it's gold bars, so it's not something that you can just, tons and tons of gold bars. It's not something that you can just sell like this. So he had to keep it for a while. And then these other thieves who he robbed were trying to track him. And then the day that they caught him, it's a long story, but I want to show you something there. The main guy in the movie, who was the team leader that was trying to get the gold bar back, said something to the one who double crossed them and said something like, I see that you still lack imagination. Like you couldn't even keep the gold. We were able to take the gold back. Why? Because you lacked imagination. Because you lack imagination. Now, remember where I started from? Do you remember where I started from? I started from telling you that you must pay attention to the things that are free. Okay? You must pay attention to the things that is not. Because they are the bedrock for what is not free. And then they are the bedrock for what does exist. So, what is free? What is not? What isn't? Pay attention to them because they are the things that are the bedrock for what is not free and then what will exist. And one of those key things is imagination, because look, imagination is free. Imagination is free. There is nothing as free as imagination. There's nothing that is as free as imagination. It costs you nothing other than being alive and being, of course, and just being a person, which you already have. So it's not costing you anything extra that you didn't have. It's not costing you anything extra that you didn't have. So the idea is that if you fail to maximize what is free, so how do you maximize what is not free? If you fail to maximize what is free, which means lack of ability of what is free, so how do you maximize the other things that are not free? How do you do that? It's almost impossible. It's almost impossible, so you have to learn to be able to what is free. Now, what does it mean? What does it mean? This imagination thing, what does it mean? For example, imagine your life at its best. Imagine your life at its best. Where will you imagine it to? Where will you stop? why would you stop where you stopped? So if I say, imagine your best life, imagine your best life, imagine your best life, imagine your best life, imagine your best life. So where are you going to stop? Where are you going to stop? And then when you stop, why did you stop there? Because really, you can imagine anything. You can imagine you're the president of this country. Actually, you can imagine that you turn this country around. Oh, you can actually imagine that you're president of America. I don't know how it happens, but I mean, nobody's saying it's going to happen. It may just even happen. But it's never going to happen if you have never imagined it. It's never going to happen if you have not imagined it. Even briefly. Even briefly. Even briefly. Even briefly. So, you could just imagine, because it does not cost you anything actually. Whereas, that is how you are going to create. People think that imagination means that creating an image. So people think that, because what you are creating is something that is not tangible, they think that it means nothing. Whereas, yes, even if it means nothing, you already know that it is from darkness that light was called forth. So you must not be part of those people who take nothing for granted. You must not be one of those people who takes nothing for granted. So the fact that a thing does not exist does not mean you should take it for granted. For example, so if you imagine something, you will not be smart, you will not be wise to take imagination for granted. Actually. Why? Because it's something just up there in the cloud of your head and you thought that it doesn't mean anything. But that is you creating. That is you creating. That is you creating. That is the first free thing to create. That is the first key thing to create. The image of your reality. There is no way that you are going to become massively wealthy if you are unable to create. In fact, a school of thought actually says that you should even create in 3D. Don't even create in images, create in videos, create in, when I say 3Ds, I mean in videos, but what another school of thought says, create in 5D. For example, create something, feel that thing. I am going to say, create in 7D. Create something, feel that thing, feel how others feel with that thing. Feel how what you have created impact other people's lives. So, create in 7D. Of course, I'm a stickler for 7 as it goes. As it goes. So if you take imagination that is free for granted, it's going to make things, I don't want to say difficult, but that's the truth. I don't like to use negatives. But the point is that people who take their imagination for granted, yes, exactly, Yemi. Exactly. I was just about to say it. I said it. Exactly. I said it. Yemi, yeah. And I said it. So you must not take imagination for granted. It's a big deal. Because it is free does not make it a small deal. It's like oxygen. It's free, but you need it. That's why you are alive. Oxygen is the reason you are alive. Forget it. There is no other way. There's no other reason that you are alive. The fact that you can use oxygen is why you are alive. So your use of oxygen is appreciation of oxygen that is free. The people who stop using oxygen by whatever reason, they will know. So that's how it goes for imagination as well. Scientists now, they are taking antimatter seriously. Because you see, what happens is that you can't even put antimatter and matter together for so long, because if you put antimatter and matter for so long, what you find is explosion. Serious explosion. Because they are going to cancel out themselves. So, you must never ever take you must never take free for granted. The fact that it is free does not mean it is a small thing. So have appreciation for everything. Maybe I should even do the game of appreciation, because I need to explain something. Maybe I should do the game of appreciation. I think I should do the game of appreciation. I think I should also do the game of madness, but I didn't want to use the word madness, so I'm still thinking about what to use to explain what I mean by madness, because people will say, which one is money to give of madness again? I cannot listen to that one. I can't listen to that, so I'm trying to look for another word for madness. But if I'm unable to find another word, I'm just going to use madness. So money the game of appreciation, so that I can explain what this thing, and then money the game of madness. If I can't find another word, really, if I can't find another word, that kind of thing. Okay, so you guys must understand that your imagination, whatever it is, all those things that we are talking, all those things that you want to show up for, all those things that you want to convert honor into, when they say your time and chance to happen, what will your time and chance do for you? What will it prepare? Sorry, Temi. What will it prepare you for? What is this thing? What is it going to do for you? What is anything? Whatever is that thing that you want, that's making you watch this live, whatever it is that you want to achieve with your life that's going to make you happy, whatever thing that's going to become your self-actualization, becoming all that you can possibly become, you're always going to create it first by your imagination. That is the idea. That's why I tell people, look, you have to daydream. You have to dream. Forget that thing. Dream. What says your dream? Daydream. Dream. Of course, show up. We've explained showing up, but dream. Because if you don't dream, you don't have a vision. If you don't have a vision, there's nothing to show up for. There's nothing to have if you do not have imagination. If you do not use imagination, there's nothing to have. Imagination is actually the foundation of the things that you are going to see physically. So the unseen is very important than the seen. The bridge between the unseen as per physically present, the bridge between the seen, S-E-E-N, as per physically present and feelable, and the unseen as per not physically present and not feelable is your imagination. That's how you bridge it. That's how you go get something from something that wasn't. That's why you go get something from nothing. That's how you create. There's no other way. There's no other way. There's no other way. God had to have seen light in his mind. God had to have seen light in his mind, otherwise he wouldn't know to call it forth. And when he called it forth, he wouldn't know when it had appeared if he had not seen it in his mind. So recognition first starts in your imagination. And somebody has said, people say, and it's true, that the best way to predict the future is to create it. So how do you create the future? How do you create the future if you do not have imagination? Young people must have imagination. You have to have imagination. You have to use your imagination. You have to use your imagination. It's too important. It's little spoken about, but it is too important. Great Deal Africa, you're welcome. We're just rounding up. It is actually very, 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 very important. Take your imagination seriously. Yeah. Tell me, I like how you put it. You are just giving me goosebumps this evening. I mean, you are just giving me back to back. I'm telling you. It does not exist, but you want to have it. Imagination. No way. There's no way. People focus on several things. People focus on the unpleasant things that they see right now. That should not be your focus. Your focus should not be the unpleasant things that you see right now. The lack of money, the lack of not having a house that is fine, not having your house, not having a car, not having. Don't focus on the things that you see right now. Don't focus on things that you see right now. Focus on creating the things that you want to see. I'm telling you. I am telling you. You have to focus on the things that you want to create. You have to bring forth. So focus on what you don't see as per physically present. Focus on what you don't see with your physical eyes. Focus there. Focus in the imagination. Focus there. Get it out there. Go there. Go bring it. That's where you go bring it. That is where you go bring it. That's where you go bring it. That is where you go bring it. That is where you go get it. I'm not sure I know what this task should be, but I think that I can imagine what this task should be. Look, I just use the word imagine. Without even knowing, I just use the word imagine. But I think I can imagine what today's task will be. I think today's task will be, it's not going to be something that you're going to report. I think you just create an habit for yourself to imagine. Because you understand that when you imagine, you create. You show your mind, and then your mind can go and get it. And then your mind can create it. Okay? Yeah. Imagination is like your mold. Imagination is like your mold. It's like the thing that you use to mold things so that things can take shape. Resources are out there. Everything that you need, they already exist. I'm telling you. Everything that you need already exists. There's already Bitcoin. There's internet. If there's people are going to create it. So you have raw materials. What you need is a mold. What you need is a mold. You already have everything. You just need the mold so that when you put that in the mold, it comes out the way it gives you what you want. Everything is there. Everything is there. People, resources, your time and chance, everything is there. What is unavailable for most people is the mold. What is unavailable for most people is the mold. Imagination is your mold. M-O-L-D. Imagination is your mold. That is how you mold things. That's how you get it. 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 Have you seen beautiful houses? Good. None of those materials that they used to build the house was intangible. They were sand and cement. Things that already existed. Whereas, if I put sand and heap of cement somewhere, and I put water in a tank somewhere, and I put iron somewhere, it still is not a house. It's still not a house. But whereas all the resources were there, but it's not a house. You can't sleep in it. It becomes a house first when it is designed, when it is seen. And then you start molding it, you start building it. Yeah. 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 That's it. That's it. Thank you so much for today. You guys are awesome. You guys are wonderful. I said awesome because I wanted to combine wonderful and awesome together in my mind. I wanted to, just go. So you guys are awesome. Thanks so much. You guys are, just wonderful. Just really good. Thank you so much. We've come to the end of today. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. It's Kukuma already Sunday, so that one will have to 7 p.m. automatically. So you guys are wonderful. You guys are wonderful. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much. Yeah, so imagination is the potter, life is the clay. You got to bring something out. Bye. Imagination is the potter, life is the clay, your life is the outcome. Imagination the potter, life is the oh, it just disappeared now. I have to go listen to it. I have to go listen to it again. What I said, So imagination, clay, outcome. Anyways, all right. That happens to me a lot because some of those things are pure inspiration. Okay, so see you guys tomorrow. Anyways, and if anybody remembers, everybody should put it there so that I can know. Okay.